work. I'm gonna give you my my plan, my algorithm, whatever you want to call it for both. But before I get into that, guys, real quick, my channel has reached over 100 subscribers. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has watched and supported this channel. For those of you who have watched from the beginning, I started this when the whole pandemic thing started and everyone got put on lockdown as something just kind of to do, because at first I didn't think I was personally going to be able to work. Turns out we were able to. We were able to find work through the whole thing 7 days a week a lot of the time. So that was good. Works out there. We just got to know how to find it. Once we found it, that's been a big video for me, how to find work. But once you find it, how do you know what to charge them? Okay, so step one for charging, and we're going to talk about mobile. Well, let's talk about shop first. You got to set your hourly rate, okay? And that needs to be, for me, this is how I do it. There's a million different ways to do it. This is how I do it, and it's worked out good for me. You have to come up with a shop rate. Now that is going to take a little research on your part, because every area is different, you know. Like if you live in an inner city where there's a little bit more money or more work or more competition, you're going to charge accordingly an hourly rate. Plus, or versus if you're kind of out in the country, there's not as much work, you have to be, there's a few competitors, you got to be very, very strict with what you charge, or if you're the only one who maybe supplies a specific service. So anyways, let's just say your shop rate, you can look at it one or two ways. You can just jack up a shop rate that you think covers all your overhead, or you can hit a shop rate that will pay you and your employees and put money into a fund to replace stuff as it breaks. So let's say your shop rate, and bear with me guys, these aren't the numbers I necessarily use. This is just kind of to keep things math-wise kind of easy. Let's say your shop rate is $50, okay? And a job comes across your table. It's 100% weld, and you need to weld. Let's say it's 2" by 2" channel, or let's say it's 2" square angle iron, and you got to make a frame. So your first thing is you got to get the steel. I don't know that cost just off the top of my head, but let's say they want I don't know, $20 a stick. You need 2 sticks. So right then off the bat, you need $40 for the material. But now you got to think, for a lot of people, they may have to go get the material. Some might deliver, then there's a delivery fee. So what you buy the material for and what you charge the customer the material for should be different. If you buy the material for, let's say, $40 and you have 30% upcharge on it, or 50% upcharge, then you're going to charge them $60, because either you're going to get it or you're paying a fee to have it delivered, whatever. So the next thing is, you've got to make 4 cuts. I charge for cuts. Some people don't, some people do. If it's a chop saw cut, like a piece of angle iron, I charge $5 a cut. So you're talking $20 to cut it. Alright, and that's just so when the saw gets wore out, I got money to replace the saw. When the blades get worn out, I got money to replace the blades. And it pays a little bit into the electricity that runs it plus you might pocket a little bit because, hey, you've got your stuff together and you bought that saw, so you should reap the benefits of that saw. That saw should make you a little money. Now, if it's a job where maybe there's a lot of cuts, I might knock it down. Like if there's 10 or more cuts, I might knock it down from $5 to $2.50 or wherever, just so the price doesn't get outrageous. The next thing you got to do, you got to deburr it and everything. That is wrapped into my charging fee. So when I use the chop saw, I will dress it and get it ready to weld for that $5. The next thing I do is you got to weld it. Some guys out there will charge per tack plus per inch. I'll just charge per inch. I don't really worry about per tack. A lot of times I just clamp it, and I don't want to think that far ahead. So you're going to have, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 inches of weld. I would just simply charge $8. $8 for 8 inches. I charge $1 per inch. Some people will say, oh, you should charge more than that, $1 per inch, and that's covering the wire, the wear and tear on the welder, and this is kind of a bad example, but the next one will be better. You'll make a little bit of money off per inch because just like the saw, you bought it, you maintain it, that machine should make you a little bit of money. Okay. The next thing is, if you have to grind it or say whatever, you may or may want to charge a little more for that. I don't worry about grinding. I don't do a lot of grinding. If it's a job that requires a lot of it, I'll adjust. But this is just a basic scenario. Now let's say they want a sheeting deck over it. Well, okay, then you figure out whatever your size is. Same thing, you get the material, you charge them a little bit more because you're the one who went and got it, and this is just how business works. You are a middleman in a sense. And then if they want it welded all the way around, you figure out how many inches that is. If they want it stitched weld, the job calls for that, that will be okay. Then okay, I'm gonna run you, let's say 10 3-inch beads, that's $30. There you go. On top of all that, let's say this job has cost you, let's say it takes you 2 hours at your $50 an hour rate. That's $100. So in retrospect, my math might be a little bit off here because I am driving, just trying to ramble this all off. You are going to have, let's just say the sheeting was $100 to them. So you're going to have $160 into the cost of materials, $100 into what I call labor. Let's say just round up $40 into welding and $20 into cutting. So let's see here, let's run through that again. 160 plus 40 into cutting is 200, plus your hourly is 260 or that's 300. I'm missing something. Oh, that's not good. Let's see. You're cutting material. You're cutting 60 cuttings. Add them all up. I'm driving and I can't do that math off the top of my head. That's bad on my part. But you add them all up, and that is what you charge the customer. Now, some people go, now wait a minute, if you're charging by the inch per weld, plus you're charging them a $50 an hour rate? Yes. The reason being because that inch per weld, that $1 an inch per weld, some scenarios it might be enough, but what are you you're gonna buy the material, you're gonna make 40 bucks off that job. You do that enough times, when it comes time to replace equipment, you're not gonna have the money for it. So yes, I charge a hourly rate plus $1 per weld, plus cost of materials, plus $5 per cut. If it's, let's say, a cut you're gonna do with a circular saw or an angle grinder, I do it much different. I do it like, I don't even remember. I don't do it often. Might have been $1 a foot. I think I do $1 a foot. So if it's an 8-foot cut, that's an $8 right there. The reason I do that, same thing. Replace the blades, replace the saws. Again, I don't do it much. Now, let's do our next example. Mobile work, okay? So mobile, right? I charge 80 cents on the mile there and back. So that's going out to do the job and coming back to the home shop. So let's say if you have one job that's, well, in this case, 50 miles there and then 50 miles back, I'm gonna charge 80 cents a mile. Again, if I couldn't add, I'm not gonna multiply. But that's what you charge them, and that is just your mileage fee. So what that money should be for is making sure you get paid. You can pay yourself a little bit off that. You're not gonna make great on the mileage, but it's enough to maybe pay for you a little bit. Put gas in your vehicle. Me personally, I put gas in the vehicle and then I take whatever's left and I kind of put that into account, and that is vehicle maintenance. All right, if the job is well worth it and it's with less than 30 miles there and back, I completely waive the mileage fee if it's a good customer. If the job isn't very well worth it and I need to just make money where I can make money, I'll leave it. But I will waive it if the job's right. So you add a mileage fee. Again, you're doing an inch per minute. You come up with an hour, or an inch per minute, $1 per inch weld. Same thing on cuts. Material, if I have to like haul material on a trailer, that job hasn't happened a lot, but if I have to do it, I'll charge around $1 a mile. The reason being is because you're going to have to keep up maintenance now on your truck that's pulling more and a trailer. So I'll charge a little bit more. Again, if the job's worth it, I waive that. If it's not, I don't. But a lot of what you want to remember, you have to make money, and there's a lot of overhead things that you can start losing money on very quickly if you're not being careful. Another point is you don't want to sell yourself short. However, you don't want to overcharge. And the reason I like to break it all up is because, well, what if a job comes in that I don't have to cut anything for? Well, if I'm not cutting anything, I don't have to charge them for cutting. And versus if I just did it in a big old hourly rate, well, then they're paying for my chop saw that's just sitting there. It's not doing them any good. It has nothing to do with the job. Same thing for the brakes I have. The example I just gave. The brake, if I'm not bending metal on it, why should I charge you extra money in my hourly rate to have that equipment that your job isn't using? I know that's kind of middle ground. Some people might say, well, Austin, you know, there's a lot of specialty tools out there that cost you a lot of money, and if you kind of got to charge them throughout. Well, anyone who's watched my videos knows I'm pretty big advocator to paying cash for stuff. I get it's hard. I get not everyone can do it, but guys, it's way better. I was in a job the other day. I really needed a line bore. I didn't end up getting one. I thought I could rent one. We ended up going a different route. and I outsourced it. But I thought, I don't want to take out money to buy this line bore machine when I'm only going to use it on a few jobs. Them few jobs, when they come around, they pay good, but then I still have that payment to make. It's why I like to pay cash, because it makes it easier to charge. So, like this job I'm coming home from today had 400 inches of welding. And I charged $1 an inch, plus materials, plus my hourly rate. I waived the mileage. It was about 40 miles there and back. I waived the mileage, though, because when you're getting into jobs that it's, 400 inches and they're good with you charging them $1, you're making a little bit of money there. I never maxed out the machine. I never did any of that. I never hit the duty cycle. The machine ran fine. I didn't even go through $40 worth of wire. I made great money on that. Plus, I still made my hourly. Now, let's say it's $400 and you're really struggling to come into budget. If you went 50 cents, that's $200 for the welding. If you went 50 cents per inch. Now that would still cover the $30, it wasn't even, it was like $20 worth of wire I used, the gas on the machine, plus wear and tear on the machine. Now this is a $1,000 machine. It's I haven't done actually a review video on it. I should. It's a Hobart Handler 210, or their 210 Handler, whatever they call it. It's been a great machine. It cost me about $1,000 out the door. So I probably had $100 that went in from that welding job that I could hearsay use to buy the next one, which the next one obviously we want to be a better one, maybe $1,000, $2,000. But this machine's, I paid cash for it, and it has already paid for itself in it paid for itself in 2 jobs, basically. So guys, basically, I don't want to ramble. You guys know I'll ramble, no doubt. But charge, I guess the big picture for this is charge. Have an idea in your head what it costs to use certain tools and charge accordingly to that. So that way, you're not known as the guy who is outrageously expensive, just to, if someone brings me parts, I'm just to weld, I'm just going to charge them to weld them parts. I am not going to charge them for having a welder and having a chop saw and having brakes and having, all these different specialty tools. I'm going to do the jobs I can do. I'm going to pay cash for the new equipment when I can get it. And then I can just pay myself that much more. But another thing I kind of want to just say, guys, I'm really liking this whole YouTube channel idea. I love talking to you guys and girls. I love getting up every morning and seeing more subscribers, more views. Honestly, it's great. I want this channel to grow. So if you're watching this, you're at the end of the video, please subscribe, do all that stuff that helps me move up in YouTube's algorithm. I appreciate it so much. I'm gonna try and keep better content coming on for you guys all the time. I did miss 1 week. I'll make a video as to why I missed it. You guys will kind of understand. There's no good excuse. There is no excuse. I missed a week because I was busy. Sorry. It will happen. It's happened before. But I'm trying to make some videos ahead to where I have busy weeks. I can just pop one in. But guys, how to charge on jobs. It's very important. If you're struggling with it, don't be bummed out, because there's 3 things everybody always asks me. They say, hey, I want to start a business. What tools do I need? How do I get jobs? How do I charge for jobs? 3 questions I get all the time. I'll go through what tools you need to kind of get started. I think I already kind of did a video touching on that. And I know I did a video touching on how to find work when you're just starting out. But yeah, everyone who knows how to weld, they come and they want to start their own thing. They ask 3 questions. And they will be asked until the end of time. What do I need to get started? How do I find work? And how do I charge for that work? Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. It was kind of just a quick ramble. If you guys want to go into more detail, we totally can. Let me know if you like this video in the comment section below, and please subscribe to this channel. Let's make it grow. Let's do all sorts of crazy things. Honestly, guys, it's great. I love it. I truly do. I get to see and talk and with a whole bunch of different people who I'd never know if I didn't, and see what they're working on. It's really, really cool. Everybody from all different walks of life, from starting into welding, middle career, to retired, sharing stories. It's great. It's awesome. Thank you, guys, and I will see you on the next video.